Hey, hi, good evening. How the heck is everybody? It's good to see you. It's good to be seen by you. I hope everybody is having an absolutely wonderful, I guess this is Tuesday evening, isn't it? It is Tuesday. And everything is going just hunky dory. Hello, Mobius. Good to see you there in the audience. We have got our Tuesday night AD&D group waiting in the wings over yonder. And we're going to be jumping in here very soon with our AD&D game. Not much preamble tonight. I thought I'd spare you guys a lot of chewing of the fat and ratcheting of the jaw and just go ahead and dive right into the game. I did want to mention a couple of things. I do want to touch on a couple of things. Saturday will be the second anniversary show. It's going to be an open format. I don't know that I'm going to talk too much about any one particular subject, but I don't know. Might do some game demos. Hopefully, I'll have some people join on the stream. We'll see as we get closer. I might announce some guests. Greetings, Imperial Ramblings. Well, I've lost my ability to even. And in case you missed the announcement, yes, Saturday will conclude with a very special guest. An interview with the person who I regard, and I realize this is a controversial topic for some damn reason. I say that with all sincerity. It's considered controversial for some reason that I don't even understand, but it's the person I consider the creator of the role-playing games hobby, Gary Gygax. That's right. I will be airing an interview I did with Gary Gygax back in 2002. If you haven't got a chance to hear that, if you hadn't heard that before, then tune in because it's going to be great. Now, if you happen to be coming in on Facebook, and I realize that audience is tiny, that's a very, very, very small number of people. The Facebook stream won't start until about 4.5 hours after the YouTube stream starts. And here's why. Facebook, amongst its many, many sins, does not allow you to stream for more than 8 hours. So, like, if you wanted to do an extra long charity stream, which this is not, this is just me prattling on, a little bit of self-aggrandizement, patting myself on the back. But if you wanted to do something like that, well, they just don't allow it. You just can't stream that long. At least not us plebs. Now, if you're willing to pour money into Facebook, then you can do that. Well, I've got some news for you, Facebook. I've already poured money into my production. Okay. And I'm not just talking about taking donations from Patreon, which you can subscribe to, by the way, if you want. You can become a Patreon for as little as $1 a month and support the show. The link is right down there in the crawl. No, I have on my own dime, before I even thought to do Patreon, before I was nudged to do Patreon, bought camera equipment, tripods. Well, that's camera equipment. Set up my studio to just stream with. So Zuckerberg and Zuckerborg maybe and his crowd, well, they can suck it. I'm not paying to use Facebook. I'm not paying to use a BBS. I'm sorry, that shit went out when Prodigy and dial-up AOL bit the dust. Prodigy, Genie, what was the other one? CompuServe, P-Link, all that stuff. I'm simply not paying to use what amounts to a bulletin board service. So unfortunately, that means that we'll have 12 hours here on YouTube, but only 8 hours on Facebook. But I always said I would not stream on Facebook. This is their limitation, guys, not mine. If I start the stream, when I start the YouTube stream, if I start the Facebook stream, when I start the YouTube stream, at 8 hours, it'll automatically drop. And then you'll miss the back half, and you'll miss the Gygax interview. So would you rather have 8 hours of me and some guests just flapping gums and then it stops? Or 8 hours of me and some guests flapping our gums and then you get a proper conclusion to it? I know if the shoe was on the other foot what I would want. I know what I would prefer. So just a little food for thought there. Just letting you guys know. If you're out there and you're watching via Facebook, you know, there's only so much I can do. Unless you're one of my audience and you also happen to be higher up at Facebook and you want to just flip that switch for me. But if you're going to do anything for me at Facebook, make it so that I can stream at 1080p. But I hardly think that's it. I don't draw the attention of important people over here, except you guys. You guys are important to me. My audience that I have, you're very important to me. So there's one other thing that I want to announce, and I want to share this with you guys. I discovered this today. Now, I personally think that Reddit in its entirety is Chinese Communist Party agitprop. I could really make you guys like throw me in the same bin as Alex Jones going off on Reddit. However, there is an Advanced Dungeons and Dragons subreddit, and I post to it, and people follow me, and I follow some people. And I found something interesting there today that I'd like to share with you guys right at this minute, and then we'll get going. I promise. Because we're going to jump into AD&D. I want to share this with you guys. If you are a regular DM of AD&D, or you're thinking about DMing an AD&D game, one of the most jaw-cracking parts of AD&D is, of course, random encounters. It's fun. Kyle and I have done whole streams talking about and showing off how fun letting the dice tell the story can be. But at the game, at the table, it's literally, you know, you're flying down the road at 90 miles an hour, and then you just yank on the e-brake level of potentially frustrating in AD&D. To have to stop and say, let's check for random encounters. There's a couple of applications that you can use. The Dungeon Master's Assistant Volume 1 encounters is very handy. But of course, you know, you have to run DOSBox and so on and etc. I found this on our AD&D subreddit, and I'm going to share the link with you. It's in the chat. Hopefully it goes through. What that is an Excel spreadsheet, and it'll work in Google Docs. If you copy and paste the link into your browser, it'll just open the Google Docs page and it works in their Excel displayer. Or I think you could probably get it to work in OpenOffice or what have you. But this is an Excel spreadsheet that will do 75% of the heavy lifting. It will generate almost all of the encounters when you have random encounters on any terrain, in any environment. It'll do castle generation. It will do monster generation all the way up to level 10. It is amazing. Now, the one thing that it doesn't do is generate monster stats. I think that's probably too big of an ask, because you would then have to have a massive chunkin database of monsters linked to the spreadsheet. So what I would recommend is use this with Dungeon Master's Assistant Volume 1 encounters running in DOSBox or whatever your emulation flavor is. And then just, so if you come up and you generate a wandering monster encounter on level 1 of a dungeon and it's 11 orcs, you have Dungeon Master's Assistant Volume 1 open, encounter by type monsters, select orcs, number appearing, blah, blah, blah. Is this the encounter you want? No, 11, boom. And then you've got your 11 orcs. But the spreadsheet will auto-generate. You just hit F9 to refresh it, and it will automatically generate the encounters. And it's everything. It'll populate hexes. It will do city encounters. It will do extra planar encounters. It will do underwater encounters, every level of the dungeon, every type of wilderness environment. And the guy says he has a spreadsheet for also doing treasure generation. Honestly, the holy trifecta will be if he can actually work it so that it will generate the 11 orcs and their stats. That would be that would be phenomenal. But we'll see. We'll see. I plan on using this thing going forward. I test drove it a lot today, and I found that it absolutely positively is AD. It's not 2E. It's not like, well, it's actually for Ozriker. Well, it's actually for Hackmaster 4E. But if you squint your eyes and pretend and ignore every fifth thing it generates and don't pay attention to this, no, this is for Advanced Dungeons and Dragons First Edition, as written by Gary Gygax. And that makes it solid gold, not gold plated, not electroplated, not white gold. This is solid gold. So get it. Get it. It is, wow. I love it. I love it. All right. So that's all the preamble that I wanted to have tonight. Our lovely contestants are waiting backstage, so I'm going to grab my studio head pajonas here. And ladies and germs, let us welcome our players tonight. Hello and good evening to my AD&D group. Welcome, welcome. Good to see you all.
Hello.
Just a quick note to players and to audience. James will be running a little late, which I understand it's a school year. He's got to do what dads do, and we salute him for it. So, adventurers, are you ready?
No.
It sounds like we're ready to test out your new...
and I'll go back to chatting for a little while.
We're going to test out your new random encounter generator, I guess.
Yeah, right. You'll finally roll those ones.
Yeah. So, let us begin. Where are you, and what would you like to be doing now?
I think we were in Greyhawk. I think we're going to go back to the castle.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes, the plan was to return to Castle Greyhawk Not Return to Castle Greyhawk. That's a terrible module. But your plan was to go back to Castle Greyhawk. And I think, yes, I am going to use the old Google Sheets here as you travel across land. Now, the thing about
liches.
this, I'm sorry?
15 liches.
15 liches. No, no, I prefer a nice round number, 2, 4, 8, 16. So
a baker's dozen.
1,024 liches.
It's a mega lich.
It's they're just bolted together in a giant a lich golem. Just all saying the same thing in their horrible sibilant undead voices as it comes towards you. Alrighty, so you are departing the city of Greyhawk, and let's have a quick gander here because, of course, time and weather are important. A campaign in which the DM does not keep careful track of time is meaningless. So that's per Gary.
It's not a campaign.
It's not a campaign. Indeed, it is not. You have spent some time there in the city of Greyhawk. Show me freedom units, please. I don't want to see that communist measurement system. All right. You have now entered the month of readying. It is spring. And is the somewhat warmer climes around the storied city itself. So here then on the first day of readying, it is moderately cold, but it's clear and there's light wind coming from the southeast. Now, you had all purchased horses, yes? As I recall. No,
I did.
I'm riding the cart.
You're riding
that's
the cart.
right.
I'm a teamster. I've got this cart under control.
Okay. So you all have a mode of transportation. And Bejeebus and Valoric are there, but they're strangely silent. It's a long-standing joke that so-and-so is when a player is not present, but they want the character to be there. Say Sir John is there, but he's strangely silent. So you start out your travels on Star Day. And we'll have a quick gander. Odds that you'll run into anything. And being as you have a cart and horses and mounts, basically, it's really not that far of a journey. It's about a 2-day all the way to Castle Greyhawk, not counting a stop at the end if you want to do that. So let's see. And you are, of course, in a rolling plains environment. Are you stopping at the inn? Let me ask you that.
Was there a point, do we think, guys?
Well, if it's at a nice stopping point, we can rest in a nicer bed than out in the field. Is it halfway? Is it like a let's go there, stop, and then go to the castle? Does it work that way, Bill?
Well, I mean, you do arrive there. It is very late in the evening. It is late night when you get along to the inn. You can push on to morning to reach the outlying regions of the castle, where the longhouse and the stable, the strangely out of place seeming buildings about a quarter mile from the castle, are located. And right now it is cold. It is below freezing, I should point out.
Genen's up for pushing on if people want, but he'd rather just stop at the inn and get a warm meal.
Yeah, may as well. No reason to break our backs.
Yeah.
That's good with me.
Yeah.
All right. The Night Watch see you and they recognize you, but is that a good thing?
We're paid up on our tab.
Yeah, really.
Well, he grumbles quite a bit at having to leave the coal brazier and his little lean-to by the front gate, but does open it and waves you in and slams it shut practically on the rims of the cart wheels as you go in. Not cart wheels in that you're flipping end over end, but the wheels of your cart. Just to clarify, in case anyone thought I was implying that I thought you were doing parkour on your way into the inn courtyard. So,
How much was it for a stay for the night?
it is for you fine folks, it is the low price of 10 silver each for the night.
Okay.
Yeah, good enough.
All right. And that gets you a room with enough space to put down a tick on the floor. And there, of course, there's a large bed in the middle. Its own separate hearth, fireplace, a bowl for washing up, that sort of thing. Very well appointed room for the price. And with the exception of the sickly fellow, you have the body of your men-at-arms with you, right?
Yep.
Yep, I have 3
Okay.
soldiers, and Sir Average has 2.
Mm-hmm.
All righty. So do you eat rations or do you have the board of fare at the inn?
Well, let's
Eat
get
it, eat it.
hot food.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, for sure.
Sitting in your crazy hard talk, that's no way to enjoy yourself. Hands up if you've ever been stuck in a motel on a long drive having to eat just what you bought at the gas station or the snack machines outside. But no, you do not have to do that. It is late at night. And while you have to heat the food up yourself, it is of the type that you can prepare. It's mutton. There's porridge that's thick enough to stand the spoon up in it. Cheese, of course, is good at any temperature. Some bread, that sort of thing. Some dried apples, last of the previous season. And we'll just take a quick check here. The evening passes uneventfully. The next day is much colder than the day before. It is Sunday and overcast, but there's no breeze. So any further business here at the inn, or do you press on?
Wouldn't it be cool to get a 7-day forecast weather reading from doing your weather generation?
I mean,
you have to do it 7 times. I think it'd be funny.
Oh no, the generator generates an entire month in a single go.
Ah, cool.
Yes. Let me, for our wonderful audience, let me share that with you if you are interested in checking that out. Now, that won't give you any insight into the month that I've generated. You guys will get your own when you go to the website. Mobius says the weather tables I use are cruel. They are not. They are not.
There's only a 1 in 12 chance of being struck by lightning. It's fine.
Plugging in 100,000 feet for mountain height, that's cruel because that's like literally absolute zero temperatures and 900 mile an hour winds. So it's fun what you can do when you throw weird numbers into generators like that. I used to my hobby before I discovered the internet was doing 3D object generation and animations back in the late 80s. And a lot of the object generators would do like random objects. So you could generate a mountain range or, a rolling plane or whatever, depending on the seed. And when you started to throw irrational numbers in it, the program would react curiously. Well, here's a planet that's just half of a toroid. How did you do that? All right. So enough old computing tales. Let us move on. The morning dawns cold and gray. Are you continuing on? Are you heading out?
Well,
To the castle.
Yeah, we can't quit this castle, apparently. I've tried. So away we go.
Welcome to Castle Greyhawk. You'll never leave. Well, I just dropped one of my dice and it literally rolled all the way across the studio. So fortunately, I have plenty more where that came from. All right. And late into the night, you arrive back at your, again, oddly convenient little house located perhaps a quarter mile from the castle itself. And it doesn't appear to have been disturbed, reoccupied, laden with traps, replaced by a giant house-shaped mimic, anything like that. Mobius says, no continental breakfast. No, sorry.
Yeah, good point. There's no beer here. Let's go back to the inn.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to get the beer for that.
Oh.
So, brave adventurers, what is our plan for the morning?
Get gold. Get more.
Yeah. So let's be a little bit more specific. We have orcs left. We have hobgoblins, which we haven't done much with. We know they're there. We've got a friendly bandit.
Friendly.
Well, yes. I thought you heard the quote marks while speaking. And we have the room beyond the shadows, which we didn't really go any further into.
Is that the tower up above?
No, we don't go to the tower.
It was a maze of catacombs kind of thing.
Yes. Yeah, all these four things are things I'm talking about down in the well. There are four cardinal directions, and these are the people we know about.
Well, I don't know about you, but let's not pick fights with hobgoblins until we're actually ready to move in force and exterminate them all in one or two goes.
Okay.
Because unlike orcs, hobgoblins are organized. Unlike orcs, hobgoblins are smart. And unlike orcs, they know how to use better tactics and obliterate us with the weight of their numbers. So I would rather go in and just finally get rid of this orc menace, which would mean sending the thief in first to avoid any more boards in the face and or rearrangements of pit traps.
Yeah, we also have a door to deal with. They did some home redecoration,
Mm-hmm.
some DIY, and they put up a door.
Mm-hmm.
Do we want to chop down a tree and make a battering ram?
Well, the irony of what's really good at getting through doors are, axes.
Yeah.
All right,
Well,
I got
I
an
brought
axe.
along a pole this time.
That'll be handy.
So it sounds like our immediate goal in the morning is get the orcs, basically. Get them.
I'm in favor of
Which is pretty good planning for an AD&D group, I think.
Am I the only one that's hearing 3 inches of blood playing in the back of their head and just screaming, "Kill me"?
No, you're not.
No.
Actually,
Okay.
you aren't.
Oh, I left it on. Sorry.
Okay, I just want to make sure we had a plan. Of course, nothing will go according to it, but we have one.
Well, I mean, my bodyguards are armor class 3. I'm armor class 3. You're like armor class -1 or something stupid.
One,
And what are your guards at?
3.
3.
They all
So
got banded mail. They're all we need to have the matching suits next. I'll get those next time I'm in the city. I'll get some tabards
just paint them.
with a big number 1, 2, 3. But I think we're in better shape than we were before. I'd like to actually, I would like to get through the orc area to find out, down that corridor through there, what is there? Is there more? Is there ways downward, upward to new areas?
There's always more.
Yeah. Okay. I feel good that
Agreed.
we have a plan. I think we can rest up in the morning. Hopefully the castle's there, and we'll go in. Surprise
Hopefully the
us.
zombie
It
house
disappears.
Yeah, you guys wake up, step outside. The castle is literally right there next to the house.
Does the castle look closer?
Wow, our walk got a whole bunch shorter.
No, I think it's just because we have horses. It seems shorter.
Yeah, it's a much shorter distance because of the horses.
I'm not bringing a horse in there. No.
Oh, that's a good point. Do we leave the horses here and
Yes.
march? All right.
There's basically a stables. Too.
Yeah,
There's attached-
there's a barn-like structure you can leave your horses in. There's
I mean,
even
there
a-
are stables in the castle if we really want to use them. There were giant spiders in there last time.
I mean,
What
I'll
is that,
ride a
the
giant
courtyard?
spider.
Yeah, back corner of the courtyard, there was a dilapidated stable,
Yeah.
and there were some giant spiders.
Well, we've never really have we ever really seen anything prowling the courtyard or anything like that?
Nope.
Yeah, maybe
have.
it's best to keep the horses close to the entrance. You have?
Yeah.
We have? What was prowling the courtyard?
Oh, us? That devil that you dealt with, that you made deals with.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah, okay. Technically, I wasn't counting Ira as being a monster.
You.
He's not good.
He's fine. What's the worst that's going to happen?
He betrays us to his overlord.
So would your landlord.
All right, you got a point
I'm
there.
going to sleep now. You guys talk politics. I'm sleeping.
there's Sir Average's view.
All right, so I'm assuming you set a watch during the night, or should I
Yes.
not? All right.
That's what the minions are for.
I should have bought a guard dog.
All right.
I meant to buy a guard dog.
Midnight passes into the hours of the wolf, and then pre-dawn. And again, it is a new day. It is now the 3rd of readying Moon Day. Also cold and cloudy with a bit of a breeze.
Let's suit up and go into the castle.
Yep.
Alrighty. Your
Just for marching order's sake, I guess Thief first, me and you second.
Yeah. What are Valoric and Bejeebus planning on doing?
They can go next, and I'll go last. So the squishy guys are in the middle.
Yeah.
So Valoric and Bejeebus will accompany you into
Okay.
the dungeon.
Okay.
James messaged me and asked that they be run. Valoric has 3 Cure Light Wound spells, and Bejeebus has a ventriloquism spell to hand.
Awesome. Good. Yes.
Damn.
Put them in the middle. My soldiers can go wherever they're most useful.
Yeah, do we want to put yours in the back and mine in the front, or yours in the front this time and mine in the back?
Mine can go in the front.
Cool. Mine will thank you for that.
So it sounds like thief out in front. You and I, my soldiers, Voloric, Bajibus, your soldiers. Lynx, where are you stationed?
I'm just after Valoric, bringing up the rear.
Okay, good. So you're back there. Okay, sounds good.
Okay. Does that work for Turgo? I haven't heard anything
Yes.
from. Okay, I hadn't heard anything from you in all this. I didn't want to like. Thief
Basically
goes here.
volunteered you to put you out front. Here, go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's been
Voluntold.
That's been the case, so I assume that that's still fine.
Awesome. Then let's go.
Good, that was easy to convince him to hold the bomb.
Yeah. Right. This is an innocent box of candy. Everyone run.
Well, I just
Telegram
know
from
if I'm
Mongo.
way in front, I can run and nobody can stop me.
Also, thank you, Bill. You got that.
Yes, I did. Okay, so you come to the inside of the ruins. The house is still burnt down.
Good.
Yay! Success.
The the castle courtyard looks much the same as it did before. Puddles of frozen slush here and there. Towers staring coldly down at you. You're not sure, but you think you heard the caw of a crow as you enter the courtyard, and sitting there in the middle is the cistern with its many varied ways down.
I will gladly go first down into cistern to start our little beachhead down there.
Alrighty.
Okey-dokey. I'll go second.
I'll go afterward.
Okay.
I guess I'll go next. We'll let
And
the
then-
silent types follow up.
Yeah,
Yes.
and along with our higher levels.
The rest of the men at arms.
Just
They go in one unit.
Just stack all the icons together and drag and drop them onto the dungeon square. Okay. As you climb down into the cistern, you hear a scuttling sound coming. Oh, well, you know what? Here, let's switch the camera on. And hopefully this is a slightly better view this time. Anyway. How's that?
Ooh, nice.
Pretty nice.
Yeah.
Mhm.
All right. So I need to move Valoric's miniature back amongst the party. I don't think that's the right count of of miniatures. It is characters, not necessarily the right number for men at arms, but let me see. Actually figured out how to work some controls here.
Can you make your screen the bigger of the 5, Bill?
I certainly can. How's it?
That
How's that?
Yes.
is
Beautiful.
infinitely better.
All right.
Nice.
That's nice and blurry. So that's about as focused as we can get at that level of zoom.
Ooh. I'm in the action.
I'm playing
All right.
an isometric video game.
Yes.
Click, click,
It's
click.
Baldur's Gate all over again.
All right. So
Oh God, it's the hand of God.
you've all landed, and from this direction, if you guys can see the pointer.
Yeah.
All right. There's a scuttling sound, and there's
which
a
direction?
reddish glow coming from that direction. It's drawing ever closer.
That's the direction where the shadows were, right?
That is the direction where the shadows were. This scuttling sound, and red glow are coming from further back in that direction, very far back in that direction. But whatever it is, it's not making any attempt to be quiet. It sounds like little tiny claws on the floor and moving through the mud. Let's go around the table. Let's see. Average, what are you doing?
I will order my men-at-arms to seal off that doorway, archway, with their shields and spears, and see if I can wedge myself between them with my sword.
Okay. And Mark, what is Jenan doing?
Well, since I can't do anything in the doorway now, I will, I don't know, cheerlead from the back, I guess.
You
I
have a
wouldn't be
bow,
able to
don't
fire
you?
my arrows. I would shoot someone in the back of the head. So-
You'll be fine.
Don't let that stop you.
Yeah, I'll keep an eye out on the other entrances. I'm assuming the Orc Door is still there, right?
Yes, it is.
Okay. So while they're doing that, I'll just keep my eye open for the other entrances. Probably have my soldiers post at different places to keep a watch in the other directions.
Very well. How about Lord Corion?
Same thing. I
Okay.
guess I'll watch the doors.
And Doomsword, what is Turgo doing?
Yeah, I'll move to the entryway where the sound and the light is coming from, off to the side, and
Okay.
put my back against the wall and try to hide in shadows.
Okay. You have your nominal light sources, I'm guessing. Otherwise, you'd be thrust into darkness. But
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, my hirelings tend to carry a torch usually.
okay. Oh,
At least
that's so
one of them
sweet.
does.
Oh, you meant light sources. I thought carrying a
Yes.
torch for.
Yeah,
All right. So
for Carlos.
Turgo, you press yourself against the wall, kind of draw your cloak around you, and try to look as much like the wall as possible. The men-at-arms form up, the characters wedging themselves in, and behind them, hoving into view, and it doesn't take very long, you see a cluster of large beetles, and they are all glowing as if they have small lamps set about their carapace.
Fire beetles, great.
We haven't even seen how they perform yet. Why you just want to fire them right now? Okay. The beetles, little mandibles are open and they're scuttling straight towards you. They are now in. Let me see. Can I get a good pan here? That's not too bad. Okay, so they are now scuttling out of the room where you encountered the shadows. They are clearly visible. I don't have giant fire beetle miniatures, valued viewers. I apologize for that. I'll be prepared next time. So, what are you doing about the beetles? The beetles definitely want to do something about you. They have opening and closing their pinchers, making a clacking and clashing sound.
Present spears, present sword.
All right. Well, all right. Since you're in the thick of it, why don't you go ahead and roll initiative, please?
Can Genan's followers get behind me with their spears? Then we get a double line going. 5.
It is a tie. Their mandibles will strike before your weapons will. Let's see.
There was a question if we could have a double, like spearman and Sir Average up front with spearman behind, still like.
Yes. You can absolutely have a double layered phalanx like that.
Then my I guess 2 or 3 of my hirelings will go do that.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, the Beatles. All right. So I said there were 3, and 3 there are, which is convenient because there's 3 of them. There's 3 men-at-arms. Oh, first man-at-arms.
Armor class of 3.
It rolls right up with its mandibles open and just gashes him. He cries out in pain. But he doesn't cry for too long. He takes 8 points of damage and falls.
Oof.
The second fire beetle misses. The third fire beetle also misses. So you've got a man down and a beetle sizing him up, thinking, I'm about to eat like a king. Counterattacks, please.
That's a 15 total for me.
Okay.
That's an 18 for Man at Arms. And
right, so-
the other followers?
Yes.
One of my men-at-arms rolled an 18 as well.
So that's 3 hits.
Um,
3 points of damage from a spear hit.
12 points to a beetle.
You destroy it. The spear thrust slays it, and the last one roll damage, please.
Oh wait, nope. Well, yeah, that would be a spear, wouldn't it? So, 1.
Okay, that beetle is still alive and well, and moving forward. The second verse is same as the first, I'm guessing.
Yep.
Alrighty then. Mark, why don't you go ahead and roll initiative, please?
3.
The giant beetle goes first. Let's see. It's just trying to munch on the nearest target, which is, again, a man-at-arms. And their armor class is what again?
3.
3. That will not be sufficient. Clank, clank, clank. Doesn't find purchase on his boot. He counterattacks. I'm sorry. Go ahead and roll his counterattack.
His counterattack is a miss.
Okay.
2 of
Mine's
my
also a
hirelings
miss, I
rolled
think.
17s. I'm assuming
Those are-
that hits.
Those are both hits.
Nice.
Yes.
A total of 6 points.
That destroys it. They drive their spears through it, and it kind of claws fitfully at the floor for a minute. It's 6 legs, eventually slowing to a stop.
Okay, somebody stabilize Nerm. We can't lose him.
Baloric stops him from bleeding out and casts Cure Light Wounds. How many hit points total did he have?
That I don't know. They both had 7 hit points each.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, that he was not slain outright. That the Cure Light Wounds from Valoric, it doesn't bring him around. He will be unconscious for a good while, but he says he will live. He will not slip beyond the veil.
Well, that was exciting.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, Sir Average, I suggest your other hirelings stay here with him.
How about
Alright.
we just send both of the hirelings back up to the house?
One unconscious and one carrying him.
Mhm.
If that's doable, yes.
I mean, if he's gonna be down and out for a while, it saves the dead weight.
I mean, they could just wait in the cart up top.
Okay. Despite the fact that the beetles are all dead, their the bright red glands are still glowing, and actually, Average, being a dwarf, well, all of you have heard tales of this. That fire beetles' light glands will glow for up to 6 days, as many as 6 days, I should say.
Yeah, Geenan will take
Awesome.
his dagger out and see if he can slice some of those off, put them in a pile.
Okay. So
They
the
could be
amount of
useful instead of torches to save on torches.
yes, the amount of light shed by them, and they're slightly warm to the touch. They do radiate a little bit of warmth, enough to, unfortunately, to foil infravision, but it sheds light in a 10-foot radius. So it's like a small torch or a bright candle. And you have a total of 9 of those.
If you put all 9 together, does it
No.
shine light as if it's a regular torch?
No.
And then we get a mirror.
No, you do not get
Focus
to
the
build
rays.
a crude laser weapon out of the fire beetle glands. I apologize for being Captain Anti-Fun, but no.
What kind of crap game is this?
I know.
Yeah, really.
know,
I thought
right?
this was fantasy.
Gary Gygax was a meanie. Okay. Okay, so you've you do have the illumination though from the men, humans and demi-humans alike can see by the light very clearly.
Cool.
All right. Well, let's, I guess, send Leo and Nerm back.
Okay.
All right.
What else is down the way the fire beetles came? It's just a room with mud in it.
It is a muddy room, large puddle in the center of it, and a collapsed wall in its.
That goes to
The west wall is collapsed, and it goes out into a cavey area.
Okay. Yeah, let's not.
And that passageway with the bandit comes off of that, right?
No.
With Carlos.
No, that passageway is to the north. The beetles came out of a room to the west.
Okay, thanks.
So with Leo and Nerm going back to the longhouse, I suggest we tackle the Orc Door. We've already made some noise. Someone probably heard us. Turgo,
Agreed.
can
you
we
get
see
the
if this door
open?
is openable? It's probably locked, I'm assuming. Perhaps even trapped.
Right. Yeah, I'd like to walk carefully up to that door, keep a little bit of distance, and sort of gently prod it with my with my newly purchased bowl.
No, you're talking about the door that opens into the orc lair, the newly erected door, which
Right.
I don't have on the map.
Yep.
Yes, that one.
Yeah, that one.
Yes, the not appearing in this dungeon door. I gotcha.
Remembering. Oh, sorry. Remembering that one of them, like pivoted up a board of spikes or whatever last time.
Sure. You poke the door with your pole. It doesn't budge. It sounds solid.
Okay, I'll move up to it, right next to it,
Okay.
and check to see if it appears to be locked.
Well, there is a pull ring on the right-hand side of it.
Oh,
You
a
don't-
doorbell.
You don't see a lock, and no, there's not a doorbell. There's just a troll's head nailed to the wall, and you stick your finger in its eye, and it screams. No, there's no such contraption.
Can I press my ear up to it and see if I hear any noise beyond?
You can. You do not hear any noise.
Okay, I gesture back to the other guys. Psst.
Okay.
Wander up.
Too late to be quiet now. Let's go kick in the door.
Yeah.
Jinnen, you want to pull on this?
Oh, the door? Sure.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I wasn't even going to try it.
Gene gets the door handle, and given that he was once hit in the face by a board with nails after opening a door, he's going to open the door and be out of the way, if he can.
Okay.
Shall I roll door opening?
Yes, please do.
Never mind. 6.
Yeah, it doesn't budge.
1 for me.
That works.
Okay, Average steps up, grabs the handle, drags the door open.
I loosened it for you.
I got revenge on the last door that I tried this with.
There is a loud twang, and Average, you take 3 points of damage from a crossbow bolt.
Damn, it hit my armor class. Good for it.
That was wired. Yes, it wasn't very far from the door, and it was aiming right in the dead center. Do us a favor and give me a saving throw versus poison, please.
That's a 17.
You're fine. Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, it burns like fire, but the burning immediately gives way to an uncomfortable numbness. And yeah, you're quite aware that a being of lesser constitution might now be dead.
I am a dwarf, so I am going
you
to
are.
laugh and say it tickles.
Well, I said it hit you in the chest. You're a dwarf, so it actually hit you right about here. So
You say that like we can
piercing.
see you.
it's
Right in the face.
right in the face. Sorry, that's right. My camera is currently off. It hits you right in the center of the forehead.
Sir Average has nothing there that's of importance, so it's fine.
Yep.
Certainly not.
It'll be
I'm
fine.
reminded of the great illustration from Liz Danforth in Tunnels and Trolls First Edition, where there's an orc yelling upwards at some archer. He's got an arrow laterally through his skull, and he's saying, "Ha ha, you missed my vitals." Tunnels and Trolls had a rather robust and comedic body location and critical hit system. All right, so you have opened the door. All is dark beyond. There is the you can see on the other side of what you presume is the pit, fixed to a barrel wedged in between an X-shaped cross of wood, is a light crossbow and a line running to the door.
I'm also going to take this time to remind the thief to check for traps, not just see if it's locked, not just listen.
Well, yeah, but the trap was most likely on the other side of the door.
I just want to remind Sir Average that you're doing better than the thief does. You found 2 traps.
That's fair.
100%. You found both traps.
And
That's fair.
I like to remind our audience and our players, in Advanced Dungeons and Dragons, anyone can find traps.
Indeed.
And after a fashion,
But
just
I'll
have them.
look next time.
If this happens again, he is going to use you to find the traps, which will involve your
I
head.
found plenty
in the
of
door.
them. Try it, dwarf.
Involuntary combat engineer.
Indeed.
Do we hear anything or see anything down the hallway?
Other than the faint sound of orcs giggling, no. No, you don't. You don't hear anything.
And the pit trap is open?
You don't know. You don't see the pit trap. You just see where the pit trap usually is. There's a spot on the floor.
Okay.
I mean, I guess I phrased that extremely badly. You don't see a pit trap on the floor.
Well, we know where it is.
But
Do you?
Yes.
Thief,
Okay.
pole. I'd rather see the pit trap than not see the pit trap.
Exactly.
We can also just walk along the edge of the corridor. On the
Yeah.
side of
Not
the
good
wall.
enough. There's a pit trap over
Yeah.
there.
Right. So wherever I go, I intend to prod the floor, as quietly as possible, hopefully. I think maybe we should sacrifice a little bit of movement speed for care.
Yeah, but we need to get into this quickly because we're sitting ducks
Right.
with our archers. So
Yeah, indeed.
can we get past this pit trap quickly, please? Oh, we can see them from here. They're all back there. That's great.
All right. No, you do not see a gaggle of orcs
I know,
back
Bill.
there. All right. Gotta love being able to control the camera like this. Okay. So, you're probing ahead. Your pole is thumping on the floor. Thunk, 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 thunk. There's a resounding hollow sound. You're pretty sure, that right in front of you is still the pit on the floor.
Right. Can I tell how much of a lip there is around it? I mean, can we carefully walk around the outer edges?
Yeah, it seems to be the same width as last time. It seems to be about 2.5 feet. You know, you can go one in single file
Right.
across either side.
All right,
I nail
I'll
the thing
demonstrate
shut?
by doing.
Okay.
Can we
Um,
re-trigger the traps? Because it's why not? Just so we see them.
I'm sorry. Say again.
Oh, can we re-trigger the traps? Cause the floor to collapse without us being on it?
You think maybe if you push on it hard enough, or move aside whatever is lying on it, and expose it, you'll know where it's at. Turgo, you walk out onto the ledge and you take a couple of steps. Let's see.
Let's see.
And you feel it beginning to crumble and give way under your feet.
Can I quickly jump back?
Yes, you can.
All right, I'm going to jump back as far as I can.
Now that you've seen it collapse away, you can see that at least the path that you were on, I don't know if you went to the left or the right of the pit. You didn't specify. So we'll just say you were on the right-hand side.
That
The
was what was in my mind's eye.
ledge had been chipped away, and then you're not sure if it's chalk or clay or plaster or whatever had been packed in over there, so that you essentially would have fallen in the pit just from the side, maybe even clipping the side of your head on the pit door and taking more damage going that way.
Right.
So it's
now
an
I'm
extra
safely,
trapped pit.
right, and so now I'm safely standing on solid ground in the pit.
You are, yeah.
in front of me.
You leapt back, and can now see at least half the distance of the right-hand walkway crumbled down.
Was that a crossbow pedestal? Was that on
On the
side
far
of the
side.
pit?
It's on the far
Right.
side. The barrel sitting there.
Right.
Let's try the other side. Can we poke at it? Like, if you give me the
Yeah.
pole, I can reach part of the way over and just start poking at that edge.
Yeah, be my guess.
Okay.
I'll hand him the pole.
I take the 10-foot pole, and on the left-hand side, I probably can reach a good way in without stepping onto the edge. I'm really jabbing it. I'm making noise, I know, but
Sure. No,
see if I see crumbling on that side.
Yes, you do see the
Both sides.
you do see the far side crumble away as well.
Bill,
Yes.
same question as before. Can I nail this door shut?
Yes, absolutely.
I bought pitons or pintons or whatever the hell you want to call them. I know them as
Pythons,
railroad
iron
spikes.
spikes.
I know them as railroad spikes for that same reason. So, like, I have 10 of them. What do you think, guys? 1 per door, 2 per door? All we have to do is
So you're
ready,
suggesting
tighten
not
up.
even trying to get in here, just nail this door shut and pretend the orcs don't exist.
No, we nail the trap door shut so it can't fall in anymore.
Oh, the trap door shut.
Yeah, if you put
Oh,
enough-
I'm as equally confused as you are. I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
you're gonna,
No, if you have a
Don't you have
hinge
to
mechanism
open
that
it?
drops like that, right? If you put enough pressure on either end or even the middle between the two planks, if you plug that gap, they can't pivot down anymore. They'll literally jam. And so all we have to do is drive a couple of iron spikes into there. It'll jam, it'll lock up, and then we can walk across and crumbling stone, pit trap, whatever, be damned. Basic engineering.
I was thinking we disassemble the door and make a bridge.
Or we have a lot of lumber upstairs with the old.
Right, I
buildings.
was thinking we'd
But-
do that.
But if we think this can work, I'm willing to give it a try.
Give me 10 seconds and a hammer, and it'll work.
As long as
As
you
a
walk
dwarf.
across it first.
Question
Alright,
is,
I
Remember,
can
think
you
we're-
convince the DM?
well, remember the designers
Yeah.
of this game were engineers. They opened and they were welcome to engineering concepts.
Yep.
So this is what these were for.
I always thought you opened it and jammed it open.
There were
But
Adventurers,
you might be right.
Yes,
brave adventurers. Who is rearmost in the party?
that would be one of my hirelings.
mhm.
Okay.
Let's say Barney.
Barney calls out, something's coming up behind us.
Well,
Swivel around, form up.
Well, we
Okay.
just closed the door.
Yeah.
yeah.
Just
Everybody
close the
get
door
out.
behind us.
Can we spike that door now? I got a spike. We'll
Yeah.
spike that door shut.
So you're just stepping out of the Orc Slayer and shutting the door and nailing it shut.
Yeah.
No, we're stepping into the Orc Slayer and shutting the door and nailing it shut.
There's not enough room with the pit trap.
There really isn't. I mean, you would all kind of be crammed up against each other.
We have to form up and figure out what's coming at us.
That's fair.
Close
I
that.
thought we had like
I don't want to get shot in the back.
Yeah.
All right.
I will spike that.
Okay. While you're doing this, a group of 7 orcs comes out of the caves, comes out of the room with the cavey background. You are not surprised. They are not surprised to see you. And at a range of about 20 feet, because light sources and whatnot, the orcs, one of them starts clashing his scimitar on a shield and points at you and says, "There they are! Kill them all!" And value gamers, do we want miniatures out for this, or shall we just go theater of the mind?
It's faster to go theater of the mind.
Yeah,
Alrighty, for a random encounter, a wise decision. There are 7 of them. They are lean and athirst, to quote the late great Robert W. Chambers. Let's then start with what is Average doing?
I'm at the back of the pack,
Okay,
so I'm going to start nailing that trap door shut because I can't get up to the front.
fair enough. Mark, what is Genan doing?
He's going to rush to be in the front of the lines with his hirelings.
Okay, Valoric is hefting his mace and stepping forward and saying, "God will protect me." Bejeebus is, you're not sure what Bejeebus is up to. Lord Corion, what is Lynx doing?
I'll go up to the front line as well.
All right, and how about Turgo there, Doomsword?
Yeah, I'm going to hang out toward the back and take them out with my bow.
All righty, the men-at-arms grip their spears and are preparing for the worst. You know what? The 7 orcs charge. They charge with a capital C. Before we roll initiative, then we'll just go down the line. Orc versus man-at-arms is a miss. Orc versus man-at-arms is a hit. Man-at-arms takes 2 points of damage. Orc versus Genan. Let's see. That's what is Genan's armor class again, please?
1.
1 is the loneliest AC that they cannot hit. So that will not suffice. 4th orc attack against let's make this one Valoric. That is a miss. I'll stop using that. Let's see. I've attacked 2 men-at-arms. You've got 2 more men-at-arms, right?
No, just one more.
Just one more. Okay. So 5th against a man-at-arms. That man-at-arms is hit. He also takes 2 points of damage. Stop using that die. And the others could not get in to effectively charge, so they simply move up. They will simply move up. let's go ahead and roll initiative to see who's going to strike first blow. I got a 2.
Lord Corion.
I got a 5.
The party will strike the first blows against the orcs.
Awesome.
Beauty.
Not with those rolls. I will roll for my men-at-arms now. One of them hits with a 19, I'm assuming.
Oh, that will, yes.
And only 2 points of damage from one of my men-at-arms.
Okay.
Meanwhile,
Nope.
in the back of the party, all you hear is pink, 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 pink.
Dwarven noises.
Well, it's Dwarven Forge, so, you know.
Kill them faster, you fools! Pink, 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 pink.
Okay. Anyone else to attack?
Nope, missed.
All right. I will roll for...
Shoot with my bow.
Oh, yeah, Turgo's bow.
Oh yeah, because you get shots both before and after.
Yeah, I figured it didn't matter so much this time.
Valoric. I believe that's going to be a hit for him. Yes, Valoric actually bashes one of them.
Does Bejeebus cast sword?
Yeah, Bejeebus will move around the end, and Valoric slays one. Just pow! Just maces it right in the face, and it dies with a gurgle. Not with a Google, by the way. Bejeebus. Ooh, nice. So Bejeebus strikes one with his long sword. Using that. And takes it down. So there are now 5 orcs total. And one of them is wounded.
I had AC 7 with my first arrow.
That will hit.
All right. For 2 points of damage.
That's sufficient to knock him down.
Excellent.
So there are 4 orcs remaining. 2 that can still attack in the round.
Okay.
Well, actually, no, because they spent this round moving up, so they cannot attack in this round. They moved more than the 10 or 15 feet in melee combat, you see. All right. Top of the round. It took
Can
a
I
hot
take
minute.
my
Oh, yeah. That's right.
my second arrow shot,
Yes,
please?
yes,
Yeah,
please,
thank
please
you.
do.
All right, that's 17. That'll surely hit.
That will absolutely
AC
hit.
3.
All right. Roll your damage.
1.
Okay, yeah, that just takes an orc in the some in the shoulder. He just kind of grunts, pulls it out, keeps attacking. Okay, in the next round, Average, you have nailed the door shut.
The trapdoor, you mean?
The trapdoor, yes, you have nailed the trapdoor shut. What do you wish to do?
Can I get a shot off at the end of the round?
Yes, you will be shooting into melee, but you can.
Yeah. Okie dokie. I have a bow.
Okay. Oh, and Turgo, you will be happy to know that you did not, in fact, shoot any party members with your short bow. All right. Because you were firing into melee.
Right.
All right. Okay. I know what the 4 remaining orcs are going to at least attempt to do. Oh, yeah. Mark, go ahead and roll initiative for us. What do you got, big man? 2. Okay.
2.
The orcs go first. So 4 melee attacks. This will be against a man-at-arm, against Genin, against Valoric, against a man-at-arms. Genin, you are struck by a scimitar. You take 8 points of damage.
Oof.
He just lays into you. All right, against a man at arms is missed. Against Valoric is missed. Against a man at arms. 15. Let's see. Your men at arms are armor class 3, is it?
They'd be a lot scarier if they were, had more than 7 hit points.
Asking about the men at arms. They are armor class 3. 3. Okay. That is not sufficient to hit. The man at arms brings his shield up just in time. So, counterattacks, please.
We got a 6 and an 8, so I miss and I don't shoot anyone, I don't think.
Okay.
And I rolled a lot of dice and nothing worked.
Okay.
Yeah.
Valoric.
I hit armor class 13. I mean, sorry, armor class 8.
Not sufficient. Valoric and Bejeebus both miss. Valoric looks at the egregious injuries on Genan and begins to cast Cure Light Wound for the next round. Same for everybody else.
Yeah.
Anybody doing anything different? Okay.
Can I fire my second arrow?
Yes, go ahead.
That hits armor class 4.
That will hit.
Do I get a second shot because I swapped to my bow this turn or no?
No, not this round.
That's what I thought.
That's 4 points of damage.
All right. And was that at one you had gotten previously nicked?
That was my intent.
Okay, yeah, then that drops him. There are 3 orcs remaining. Let's see. Doomsword, why don't you go ahead and roll initiative?
That's a 3.
All right, it is tie. Missile fire goes first.
Hey, 15.
That will hit.
1.
Okay.
AC 5.
That will hit.
1 point.
All right. The orcs counterattack. There are 3 of them. This is another aimed at Genan. That is a miss. This is aimed at a man at arms. That is a miss. And an attack on Bejeebus. That is a miss. Counter melees, please. And this is all simultaneous, by the way. So,
Will a 16 hit if it's a Genan 16?
absolutely.
Okay. So that's so Genan did a total of 9 points of damage to somebody.
You have turned the orc into 2 half orcs.
Awesome.
Womp womp.
Will a 17 hit for a man at arms?
Yes.
Then 2 of them hit
Good
for
lord.
5 points of damage per hit.
Nice.
That slays the remaining 2 orcs outright.
Good.
Valoric places his holy symbol on your injury, mutters a prayer, and the blood flow is staunched somewhat. You recover 3 hit points.
Okay.
He frowns when he sees that you're still injured and says, I can cast another.
Not right now. Maybe
Very
good
well,
to
brother,
wait
but
for
do
more.
not hesitate, my friend. All right.
Okay.
Let's loot the bodies and then go in, and then go take a look down this orc corridor.
Yep.
Okay. So the corpses, they have electrum on them.
Fancy orcs.
And it is, orcs, it's either electrum or silver. I'm pretty sure it's electrum. So there's 7 of them.
They have 3 copper pieces, some lint, and a candle made from human earwax.
$38 and 9. You recover 47 electrum from the orcs.
Hey,
That's, you know,
it's drinking money.
that is drinking money. I mean, hey, that's all of you getting a separate room at the Last Chance Inn.
And
All right.
only one of us nearly died for it.
Not that close. The last
right.
point's the only one that matters.
Hey, you only need 1.
Sir Average, did you fix the pit trap for us?
I will boldly walk across the pit trap.
The pit trap does not give way under your footfalls.
And then I will thumb my nose at the thief.
I give him the finger.
Not only does he find traps, he now disarmed traps.
So before you proceed forward, Valoric says, "Stand with me, my friends. Before our next fight, I will prepare a blessing of the gods upon us, and our blows will strike truer still, and your hearts will be lifted and without worry."
It's about time he did something useful, huh?
Let's do this.
All right.
Deo gracias.
Please turn to your hymnals.
All right. So, which direction are you going? You're going into the Orc lair, then, I'm assuming?
Yes.
And as always, and for the sake of our viewers, we will move but 1 miniature until such time as it becomes necessary to move others, to simplify the process rather than you looking at the flank of my large dad bod while I move separate miniatures every time the party goes forward. So, moving how far until you stop and investigate? The next major roadside attraction are these 2 alcoves to the left and right, north and south.
Yeah, that would be my choice.
Okay.
Was there 1 pit trap or 2 pit traps this way?
There was 1.
Okay.
Well, I was only going to put 1, but now that you bring it up,
We don't know what other home improvements they've done.
Where's Tim Allen when they need?
Yeah.
oh?
I was thinking of this old house, but for orcs. This old dungeon, you know.
My wife has a subscription to This Old House magazine, and I always found it amusing that This Old House, of course, is abbreviated as TOH, which also stands for Tomb of Horrors.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. God, I love being able to gimbal the camera like this. I hope you folks at home are enjoying it equally also.
It is a good solution.
All right. Yeah, I cast about viewers for a solution that would allow me to zoom my DSLR, and let's just say that options aren't inexpensive. Okay, so you come to the first 2 alcoves, and you can see an open doorway beyond. There are broken bottles lying on the floor here, a stoved-in barrel. Speaking of barrels, you do have the one on the floor behind you just before the pit with a crossbow on it. There's my right here.
Somebody want that.
They suck in this game. Let's leave it.
Is the barrel empty?
Yeah.
I mean,
The barrel could be useful.
as far as the barrel being empty, you don't know, but it feels heavy. It is a good sized cask.
I
Let's
check for alcohol.
Okay.
It is filled with orc.
The crossbow and the wooden cross that is propping the crossbow up so that it would trigger when you opened the door is nailed to the top of the ton, and it looks like it would just lift off. That would literally just you'd pick it up and you'd go in the barrel that way, rather than there being a bung on the sides. Is that you want to just move that when you say open it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's look in the barrel. What's in the barrel?
All right.
It's an orc.
And you mean this is a ton and not a butt?
Yeah, it's a ton.
It's a butt ton.
I think a butt would actually be a little smaller than this. And
That
this
was
is-
a barrel joke.
I know it was a barrel joke.
Oh
but
no, I know
also
that.
know
That
what
wasn't for
barrels
you. That
are.
was for the sake of the viewers.
I know what barrels are. Anyway, so what you find when you lift the lid off is kind of curious and sort of disgusting, because there's bits of twine that have gobbets of rotten meat wrapped around them. Each bit of twine is about a foot long, and there's gobbets of rotten meat. Less curious and more horrifying are the rot grubs that come crawling out along your arms and hands when you do that. It's painful, and they're beginning to burrow into your skin.
Burn it.
Get them off.
I got my torch out, so I'm gonna start burning them.
Okay. Let me check the monster manual for grubs, rot. Oh, there we go. Just
Torch
passed by.
kills D.
I can douse you in oil if you want.
All right. Oh, I forgot to roll for number appearing. There could be more than just a few.
Yeah.
Could be as many as 20.
Yeah.
Oof. Okay. So yeah, there's easily over a dozen of these things.
Nice knowing you, kid.
Yeah.
All right. So let's see. So you're immediately applying flame to him, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
It's going to be one of the cures that will kill you, probably. In this case.
Oh,
I'm gonna watch the doorway that the orcs could be coming out of.
Okay. So Jeanin,
Yes.
you were the one that lifted the barrel top, right? Or was that somebody
No.
else? Oh,
Links.
That
Lynx.
was all him.
How many hit points total you got, Lynx?
enough. Let's just say that.
Enough.
That's
Okay.
12.
Oh, you think that's enough?
It better be.
Rock grubs put the fear of God into my players. Actually, put the fear of dead bodies in any closed container.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's 12, and you think you get them all, and in the process, you're going to take damage for each torch application. Oh, that's yeah, they crisp you pretty bad.
Ooh.
It's agonizingly painful. You think you're about to swoon from the amount of pain. And what's worse, you can still feel one wriggling under your skin.
Oh.
But just one. Just one.
It
It's a
only
small
takes.
So we're going to have to apply torches to you again?
Yeah, well, so he applied a torch, I applied a torch. It's that two 2 applications already.
Can we dig it out with a knife?
No, because it's under his skin, and two repeated applications of torches were enough to get a dozen of them and inflict a dozen points of damage on you.
Yeah.
So there's still one required. Somebody will have to set him on fire again.
You can't dig them out? Huh.
I am sorry, Lynx.
That'd
Do you want me
probably
to
be
do
worse
this?
than a
Do you
point.
want me to do this, Lynx?
Fire!
So Lynx takes a total of whatever I said last plus 2 points of damage.
14 total then.
-2.
All right. But Valoric immediately leaps forward and hits you for 7 points of healing.
Shouldn't
best
he have cured
friend.
him before he passed out?
That's not the way it works. That's him.
God works in mysterious ways. Don't
Yes.
question it.
And
You must go
occasionally
through
those
fire
ways
before you're
include
given
carnivorous 2-inch-long maggots that will burrow into your heart unless you set yourself on fire. Although I have a feeling that's more of a Dweeblex thing than God. Okay, well, the good news is, Lord Corion, you will not have your heart consumed like an apple core by the rot grubs. The bad news is you're not awake to appreciate how lucky you are to be alive.
See, I found a trap even too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're all doing much better than the thief is.
I
We're all
found
doing
like
the
3 of
thief's
them
job.
last time, so I don't even want to hear it.
I don't know. I didn't notice any of those traps, so I think you're just making it up.
Yeah, I didn't notice any of these.
You definitely didn't.
Well, the good news
Just the way it's
is
supposed to be.
Lynx will come around in a couple of turns, and nothing comes looking for you.
Can I? Is it easy enough to disable that crossbow since it doesn't appear we're going to take it?
Well, when Lynx picked, basically the crossbow is nailed to the lid, and when Lynx
Right.
picked up the crossbow, and there were the lovely maggoty Christmas ornaments hanging underneath the bottom, that essentially disarmed it.
Right, but somebody could come back after us if we continue along and set it right back up in the other direction. You know what I mean?
Oh, you mean
I
with the
wanna avoid
crossbow,
that.
with the
Yeah,
bow?
I'd like to.
Oh
Just,
yeah, no, that's easy enough to pry off. That I'm sorry.
Right.
My apologies.
Yeah, I'd like to
that's easy enough to pry
even
off.
cut the string or something.
So remember, viewers, when the meat in your fridge has gone bad, it has gone bad. So, meat golem. Yeah, oh, there's an idea. Just dump rock grubs all over a flesh golem.
Man.
It doesn't need its heart to live. All right, so you've got a burnt lynx who is now awake, kind of limping along in the midst of the party. Bajibas says, "Stay with me, son. I'll get you out of here in one piece as best
Thanks,
I can."
Coach.
And hey, we're up to 10 live viewers. I guess sicking rock grubs on the players is a big audience draw. Comment in the chat if you'd like to see me. I dump a box full of yellow mold dust on them. A pool of refreshing water with a black pudding a quarter inch underneath its
Green
surface.
slime.
Just chime. Oh, that's a good one. Even the players are contributing. All right. Okay, so you have the corridor in front of you to explore now.
I had wanted to do some from our good thief, Turgo. If you could check for more traps, because I'm assuming there's more traps, especially in those alcoves and especially at the door.
Yeah, I can do that.
Thank you.
So the first, thank you. The first couple alcoves, the ones that are directly on either side of it.
Mhm.
I'd like to spend a few minutes carefully going over those to see if I see anything along the floor, ceiling, or walls that might indicate a trap.
Greetings, Luther Calhoun. We are just exploring the nightmare wonderland that is that is the first level of the dungeons of Castle Greyhawk. No, these are bare, other than a couple of narrow benches. There's like a broken boot sole here, another shattered clay bottle, that sort of thing. Some, barely legible orc graffiti scratched on the wall. And I mean, barely legible in the sense that it's barely literate and you can see it just fine. But these guard positions are otherwise completely deserted.
Okay. I suppose I'd like to. I remember there's a door across that chamber there, and only one alcove on the
There,
right
yes, there is a door, and I did leave that open. Okay, that door is closed.
Damn.
Okay, we can't quite see it anyway. So yeah, I'm gonna stay along the right wall and
Okay.
move very carefully through the passageway beyond the alcoves, keeping an eye on that door.
Okay.
And then when I get to the point where that alcove is, I'd like to kind of carefully peek around that corner.
Again, that door is actually closed. I did not close the door on the miniature
Oh.
map, but the door is closed.
So there was a door that opened into that chamber with the
Yes.
alcove.
Here, let me.
Oh, okay. Apologies.
Yeah, the doors just slide in, right?
Right. I was talking. I thought the door. I forgot about that one.
My apologies,
Okay.
valued viewers.
All right, then I'll slowly and carefully move up to that door and stay a few feet of it, and just kind of work it a little bit with the pole.
Okay, I'm not sure what working it with the pole entails, but
Prod it a little bit. I don't want to
Sure.
bang on it.
No, I've got you. Just like, hey, if there's a hair trigger wire or something, maybe I can.
Yeah, if there's something gonna pop out, that kind of thing as well.
I read you. Okay.
If it's actually a mimic.
Yeah, no,
Right.
it's not. It is neither a mimic nor is it illusory. It seems to be very solid, and it does not. It does not go katwang when you open it, or when you prod it, rather.
Okay. Does it? If I move closer, does it appear to be locked?
There's a ring on this side, much as there was on the entrance door.
Okay. I'm going to give it a double look to make our illustrious dwarf happy, and see
If this door is trapped, I'm throwing you in there first.
See if there's anything that looks like it might be a mechanism, going around.
Sure.
Both sides
I've
and
got
the
you.
top
So
of the door.
You're
Right.
checking it very carefully, and
Right.
you are assured that there is no trap on this door.
There you are.
Open the door.
Okay, give me an open doors roll.
Oh, me?
I mean, you have,
Yes,
sorry,
you.
I thought that was a statement of intent.
Every time one of us opens the door, we get hit in the face with something.
All right. I'll give it a shot.
All right.
Put your money where your mouth is.
That's a 5.
Yeah, no, it doesn't budge.
All right, that's a 1. What am I getting hit in the face with?
Nothing, actually.
See?
You force the door open, and now I will move the camera. There is not a gaggle of orcs standing in the far end of the room. Hello, Joe Locko. Welcome to the stream, Joe. We are currently playing a little first edition Advanced Dungeons and Dragons with the aid of some lovely pieces of terrain and hand-painted miniatures.
You just called out my brother.
And let's zoom in a little bit there. See if we can get in without it getting too blurry. No, I think we're kind of at the end of our ability to zoom. So, well, thank you for stopping by, Joe. Thank you very much. If you haven't subscribed, please consider clicking that subscription button and the bell icon for notification, because we do this sort of thing every week. We get together, hang out, play some AD&D.
Every subscription adds a trap under the castle.
Oh, God.
I wasn't thinking of that, but now that you bring it up, it's a damn fine idea.
Yeah, Patreon tier where there's trap requests.
I have some excellent designs.
All right, so the party is forced to the door.
Okay. Now, if memory serves, the last door, as in the next one in front of us, was definitely trapped before.
It was.
Okay, Joe says, add another trap. Thank you. And yes, I will. I will definitely. I will definitely have to consider that.
Turgo, you up?
Yeah.
Well, that trap is going to fall behind me. Right, Jeff? This door on the far end is closed.
Yes, the door at the far end is closed. Right there.
Okay.
There is something nailed to the door. It looks like parchment or skin or something with red lettering on it, but in the dim light. What are you doing for light, by the way?
Torches.
I have infravision.
Oh, that's right. You have infravision.
Yes, sir.
We have torches, and Lynx may still be slightly aflame. So
yeah. No,
There's-
Lynx has settled to a smoky char. So
okay. Let's get some barbecue after this.
Yeah.
This is what human skin tastes like.
all right, this dungeon is very dangerous. Hey, who's making hot dogs? Okay, so
All natural.
Yeah, I suppose I'll move carefully across the room, watching the floor and the ceiling, and make my way toward the door.
okay. You are an elf. You can read the filthy, perverse tongue of the orcs, and written on the parchment in large, bold, crude letters in Orcish, Common. You think Hobgoblin and some other languages you don't understand. It says, "This your last chance. Go back now. No bother."
If we
Please
survive
Don't
this,
want to
Jaden
bother
is
them.
going to take that motivational poster. He's taking
We try reach you about warranty for cart.
Oh, God.
All right. Well, I'll listen at the door.
Okay. In the words of the warrior philosopher, you hear nothing.
And this one just does this one just have a pull ring on it as well?
Yes. So far, the doors all seem fairly homogeneous.
Right. Somebody want to open this? All right. I'll try to open it.
You got to discover Joe's trap.
It's that Uncle Sam poster, right? I've been hit with one. Geenan's been hit with what, 2?
At
Link's
least.
self-inflicted one, you know.
You know,
I got a 3.
What is your strength?
Yeah, it's a 12.
Oh yeah, no. No. You open on a 1
Yeah,
to
I'm
2.
a 1 to 2.
Does not budge.
DM, can I make a request?
Certainly.
Can I open the door with the thief?
Can you want
Could
to
you
tie rope
clarify
around
that,
the
please?
door?
Is there
I'm going to use the thief to open the door.
do you really
I'm
want me
gonna
to get
use
out the
my
grappling
dagger.
rolls?
He can hold the door, hold the handle, and I'll pull on him. How about that?
That's up to the thief. I don't
How does that
Well,
sound?
I think it's the arm strength that's a problem. So I'll hold on with one arm, and the other arm will clutch my dagger, and then I'll grab onto your back for leverage. How about that?
That works.
I heard
Let's
an
go.
implicit backstab happening. Just
I'll live. It'll be fine.
I'll nod my I'm gonna nod my head, and then I want you to hit it.
It's about right.
Sir Average, will you try again? And this time, don't stand in front of the doorway when you open the door.
Bill,
Yes.
is there a ring on this door?
Yes.
Can I get the end of my bill hook into the ring of this door?
Yes.
Good. Can I open the door that way?
Certainly.
From 10 feet away with my bill?
Give me an open doors roll. If it fails, I will give a chance for your bill hook to break.
3.
Your bill hook does not break. You may want to visit it with a whetstone soon, though.
I don't murder people with it anymore. It's purely a door opening.
I see. You've returned it. Little bit of interesting history, and I'm sure you're probably going to throw something at me for getting this wrong. But as I understand, the polearm, the European polearm, was actually various farmers' implements. When the peasant levies were driven forward before armies, they just had to arm themselves with whatever they had handy. If they had something for cutting hedges, well, congratulations, you've got a flatchet. If it's something for trimming trees, well, guess what? You have a glaive or an ox tongue or something like that.
That's not entirely wrong. They would often take and modify those for war. But yeah, no, that's where the whole bill comes from, is from copicing,
Right.
copicing trees. So yeah, that's why it's like I can hook it through a door and just pull.
Exactly. I kid my wife that I actually have, by Gary's explanation, I have a Volge glaive in the garage. It's it's a Fisker's tree trimmer pole.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so beyond this door is an angled corridor, approximately 10 or 11 feet, and this is a rough corridor. It looks like a natural corridor rather than worked stone, like whoever built these dungeons, Zagig, in centuries past, would have hollowed out this space for whatever laboratories or pleasure pits or torture chambers or storage vaults, whatever he used them for. Just went with whatever hollow space this was rather than this being worked. That is something that you notice immediately, Average.
So nothing new.
There was a trap here last time. I'm willing to bet it's reset.
You don't see anything in there. No.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Is like,
Yeah, no.
yeah.
You don't see anything there.
Can you try the bell trick again on the next door?
Absolutely. As long as the door either A, opens inward, and B, or has a pull ring.
It does not have a pull ring. It appears to open outward.
I mean, I can jab it really hard if you want, but all it's going to really do is stick my spear in the door.
Mm. You may have to stroll up and put your shoulder to this one.
Not me.
Fine, I'll do it.
Thief, search door first, please.
Yes.
All right. So that is Geenan stepping up.
I think the thief should have a chance to look it over first to make sure I don't get hit by a trap like I did last time I opened this door.
Ah, certainly.
Turgo, you're on mute.
Sorry. Thank you.
No
Yeah,
worries.
I'll do that. I'll move up to it. Stay a few feet away. Prod it with the pole a little bit. If it seems okay,
Okay.
I'll go up to it.
As you're standing a few feet underneath it, let's see. What is Turgo's non-dex bonus armor class, please?
That would be 8.
8. Okay. Oof. Well, Turgo, something heavy smashes down onto you from the roof, and you can't help but cry out in pain. You take 6 points of damage. Something has torn a gash in one of your arms, and there is a stalactite lying on the floor next to you. Most disgustingly, it rights itself and begins to slowly scoot towards you. But perhaps more distressing is the one that is jammed into your shoulder, and there is a slimy proboscis or appendage sort of seeking around. You have one piercer stuck in you and another one that is kind of dragging itself towards the wall. Are you still conscious and alive?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
Yeah, I've got 5 hit points left.
And by the way, that is for Joe Locko, our newest patron, I think. Piercers.
Damn you, Joe.
Thanks, Jeff.
Damn you.
Appreciate it.
Is speak still a free action?
It was a segment of surprise on the part of the piercers, which they used to try and pierce your thief. So what are you guys now doing now that
I'm gonna laugh my ass off and finally say, you finally got it.
If there's room, Gene will try to hit one of them to get Turgo safer. Like, can he attack the one that's on him without? Can he attack the one that's on Turgo without attacking Turgo?
Oh yeah. I mean, he basically has a stone ice cream cone looking thing sticking out of one of his shoulders. The other one is on the floor. These things are very slow moving.
Yeah.
The one on the floor is basically going to spend this round slipping up the wall. Turgo, what are you doing? Tell me.
I'd like to stab the one that's on me with my short sword.
Certainly. And it is, completely covered in stone. So actually damaging it will be somewhat difficult, but you can do that. Sure. So Kyle, I'm sorry, Kyle. Average is just laughing. Yes.
I'm going to stab the one that's trying to crawl away.
Okay.
I have a polearm.
Lynx, all you can do really is lean on your weapon, and I don't know if you're laughing, if you're horrified.
I'm just making sure I'm away from the fun.
Okay. The men-at-arms will also try to smash it. Valoric will attempt to destroy one, and Bejeebus will attempt to destroy one. So I will roll for Valoric and Bejeebus. The rest of you can roll your attacks. You are aiming at a really low armor class because, again, these things... Oh, wow.
Does a 10 hit?
A 10 will not hit, but...
yeah, I didn't think so.
A 20 will.
A 20 will. Valoric puts the mace in, and... Oh, good Lord. Yeah, Valoric smashes the one on the floor. It's disgusting.
Jeedon does 6 points of damage to, I guess, the one that is on Turgo.
Okay. Turgo, that hurts almost as bad as when it landed in you, but it doesn't do you any more damage. You have smashed off most of its shell, and it's now kind of this floppy slug. It's still hard to hit. let's see. Bejeebus will try and stab it. And he misses. The men-at-arms. Oh, one of the men-at-arms hits it. And slices it off of you. So
Excellent.
the piercers are no more.
And we got
Well,
calamari for dinner.
This
And
is
you've
not-
got calamari for dinner.
this expedition is not working out well.
I mean,
Well, we made it farther than last time.
Yes, but we can't continue.
Right.
I think we're
Valoric
all
says,
very damn-
I
Yes.
can bless us. We could continue on to the next chamber at the very least.
Can he heal me, or is he done?
I think he has, let's see, a man-at-arms.
He healed 3 times.
yeah.
Then yeah, no, he has no additional healing.
I'm still mostly fine. Turgo's almost gone. I know Lynx is almost gone. How is How is
Genan's
Genan?
on the level with his hirelings. We're all like 5 to 7 hit points.
Yeah,
So
I
that's
think,
1 hit away from death.
yeah. So I'm the only one in double digits, I think. Then,
Yeah.
so let's.
So we're all sort of injured. Some of us worse than others. That's why I'm suggesting not continuing.
Yeah.
Why don't we block this door so at least we don't have to go through this hellish hallway again?
Lock which
I mean, they can unblock the door.
yeah. So that like I would rather I had wanted to continue on here, but I don't think that'll be wise. But when we leave and come back, all the traps will be reset. There'll be new traps. So we have it's
It's not going to be fun.
Well, fun
But-
is relative.
No,
But
it's not going to be fun.
I don't think that going forward it'll be very risky. Let's put it that way.
Well, hold the phone. Do you want to go forward or not?
Yes and no.
I'll give it a shot.
I'm happy to go forward, but
If we go forward, I think some of us may die.
if we go forward, it's going to be a big ass fight.
What say y'all? One of our fighters is down. He's incapacitated. Lynx, right?
Right. That's one of the men-at-arms, and 2 of them have gone up.
Yep.
One who's incapacitated and one who took him.
All right. Let's go back.
Yeah.
Let's go back. Let's rest for a few days because my men at arms are fine. They don't need to rest that long. Like he's literally fine, or will be.
Yeah.
Right. Everybody else is fine. We can technically come back down here the day after tomorrow
Probably,
with everybody
Yeah.
at full hit points and
Yeah.
full spells.
So let's do that. Let's carefully get out of here. Don't open any barrels we find. And tomorrow or whatever, the next time we come in, we'll try again. But again, every step we take is going to be trapped.
Wait a
So-
second. Is
Right.
that
No.
rock grub barrel? Did we reseal that?
I didn't touch it. I'm not going near the damn
Neither,
thing.
neither did I. I disabled the crossbow.
Yes, the barrel is now just a barrel full of rotten meat. Well, not full of, but with whatever was holding it in place, weighting it down. The crossbow has been removed from it.
Well,
Are you
question
gonna
for the
move it?
Yeah, question for the DM. If that
Yes.
barrel had grubs in it, there may still be grubs in it, which I'm not going to look. I don't care. But all I want to do is move that barrel over to where that door is and just tie some string to that barrel into that door to where whoever opens the door tips over the barrel and they get covered in rot grubs and all kinds of other crap.
I mean, you can certainly do that. There are basically stones weighting it down to make sure that the barrel wouldn't just fall over when the door was pulled. But there are no more rot grubs in it.
That's fine.
Just-
I'm in for the really it'll be a really nasty surprise for them. It'll be fine. Where'd those other dead orcs go? I want to put their severed heads in the barrel.
That you can do. The orcs' bodies are still out in the hallway. If you
You
wish
still want
to,
that note?
Yeah, I'll get the note. I'll
okay.
get the note off the door. But we should do whatever we're doing and go back and rest.
Yeah, psychological warfare aside.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, now there is a consideration, and it doesn't matter to me, but I was one experience point away from going to third level. So if we went back to town and I borrowed some money, I've got like 1,400 gold, so I'd need like 1,600. But was anybody else like right next to leveling up?
I am
Right,
too.
I thought you were.
All of us are, but we don't have the money. We need, if we can clear out
Right.
this base, we'll get the money.
Can we get out of the dungeon and then we can talk about money?
Sure.
I want us to get to a point of safety, and then we can make plans to go back to Greyhawk City if we want, or whatever. Let's get out of this dungeon and see if we can make it out of here successfully.
Okay. You are not assailed on your way out of the dungeons. Nothing comes calling for you when you return to the cistern. You scale the ropes and whatnot, bringing the injured Lord Corion with you. I'm sorry, Lord Corion, you're injured. I'm sorry. Somebody leans in off camera and just clocks you in the head.
They got to the heart anyway. We missed one.
Yeah, no. Lynx is successfully carried out, and you return back to your steading, with plans to bind your wounds and discuss whether or not you will return to the dungeons or take the
Vacation of a lifetime to Greyhawk.
return to sunny, frigid Greyhawk and try and acquire funds to level up, and then at some point come back to the castle. But I think we have reached a good point, since there were no encounters along the way, back to your steading, where we can start off next week, and you adventurers can decide whether or not you want to try your hand at the level 1 Castle Greyhawk dungeon, or whether you want to return to the city that bears the same name and try to ply in some karma and a little bit of good luck and get a little bit more skill. So we will cover that and more next week. I want to thank all of my players. We had a great audience tonight. Thank you all so much for participating. I do appreciate it. And of course, as always, I want to thank our patrons, Digital Discord, Joshua Garlock, Lord Corion. Thank you, Ricky. Thank you, Mobius, Kevin Reynolds, Joseph Lucas, Doomsword Deathmaster. We must joust again, my friend. Mark Simpson.
I know.
Damien X247, James F. Keck. James couldn't be with us here tonight. I know he wanted to. William Smith, the Dungeon Minister, and Mr. Manny Wall. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong about this, but I believe Joe Locco joined our list of honored patrons tonight. So we thank you very much for stepping up, Joe. But you guys, please, audience, players, everyone, whether you're cruising by this later, just keep this in mind, especially if you're new to the channel. We're at 974 subs, at least I think we were last time I checked. Yes, 974 subs. If you haven't clicked the subscribe button, if you haven't clicked the bell icon for notification, please do so, because when we hit 1,000 subs on this channel, we're going to celebrate. We're going to have a virtual tabletop gaming convention. I'm going to run classic AD&D just like you saw tonight. Not the same adventure, mind you. Don't think you're getting off that easy. original Dungeons and Dragons, Twilight 2000, Call of Cthulhu. I'll do some tabletop demos. I know we have other people wanting to step up and run some other games that you can play in. So keep that in mind if you're kind of hovering on the, I don't really subscribe to people's channels. He's kind of no, click the subscribe button. You'll see great stuff. I'm sorry, I got a little strident there. No, click the subscribe button. You'll like what you see. So thank you again to my players. You guys are awesome. Audience, you guys are fantastic. I'm going to get out of here, and I will see you folks on the next broadcast. No, won't I? Take care, and have a good night. Peace.
See you later.